am EdTech Specialist Lakeisha Powell Brown. This presentation will give you an overview of the Student Parent Handbook that will serve as your guide to responsible use of the district device. Take note of district policies, guidelines, and best practices that will be shared during this presentation. Our agenda is as follows. We will begin with an overview. After that, we will have an introduction. Next, we will move into device use during digital learning. Then, we will cover responsible use of technology. Finally, I will share information about what to do if a device is damaged, lost, or stolen. Key takeaways of this presentation will follow. During this presentation, parents, guardians, and students will be able to do the following: articulate the basic guidelines for participation in the SCS Digital Loaner Program, understand the principles of digital citizenship and acceptable use of the loaner device during digital learning, as well as acknowledge the liability and financial responsibilities of maintaining a loaner device. Superintendent Dr. Joyce M. Ray wants everyone to know that Shelby County Schools is at the forefront of innovation in closing the digital divide and providing the infrastructure needed to support virtual teaching and learning. We are fortunate to have community leaders and a board that are committed to ensuring our students have the skills and tools needed to thrive in an ever-changing workplace environment. Superintendent Dr. Joyce M. Ray is proud to share the SCS Device Loaner Program with students and families. This program will offer students the tools they need to continue engaging in high-quality, data-driven instruction. We are encouraging parents and guardians to participate in technology trainings that will build your capacity to assist students when needed. Please utilize the information presented in this handbook to guide you in every event that requires external support and answers to common questions. Parents and students will share accountability for using the digital device appropriately. Expectations have been set forth that should be considered before receiving the device. The device is a part of a loaner program and remains the property of Shelby County Schools. The district reserves the right to enact compliance checks to monitor and review any information that is sent or retrieved on the device. Any violation of district policies, local, state, and federal laws will result in disciplinary action. Parents and students should adhere to all district policies to ensure responsible and appropriate use of the device. The district, parents, guardians, and students are expected to cooperate with all law agencies to support all policies, laws, and rules. Now, we will review expectations for device use during digital learning. Expectations have been set for student use of the loaner devices during digital learning. Students and parents are encouraged to establish a relationship with teachers and school leaders to receive guidance on procedures for engaging in the virtual learning environment. SCS teachers will provide students with specific instructions for saving their work. It is important that students follow these instructions closely. It is expected that all files will be stored in Microsoft 365 OneDrive folders. Students do not have computer permissions to install any software on devices, as viruses could be introduced into the network and cause device instability and failure. It is important to take care of the device by using best practices when transporting the device from one place to another. Always close the lid of a laptop and hold the device securely with 2 hands before centering it on a desk or table. Centering it on a table ensures the stability of the device while in use and minimizes the possibility of damaging the device from a hard impact. Students are expected to produce and submit their own work. The duplication of someone else's work or misrepresentation of a work that is not that of the student is considered plagiarism. Plagiarism is discouraged and subject to disciplinary actions. Students are expected to follow all copyright laws. Duplication and/or distribution of materials for educational purposes is permitted when such duplication and/or distribution falls within the fair use doctrine of the United States Copyright Law, Title 17, USC. Now, we will review expectations for the responsible use of technology. Our goal in providing network access and technological resources is to promote instruction and learning during distance learning and beyond. The district has taken precautions to restrict access to controversial materials. However, end users are expected to use the resources to support the educational goals of the district. Upon receipt of a device provided through the SCS Loaner Device Program, the guidelines and policies for responsible use are enacted and applied to all students who use hotspots devices belonging to SCS and who access network resources available through the district. SCS is preparing students and classrooms for the future by providing devices to students and by working to expand access to the internet throughout the community. Use of the internet must be supportive of and consistent with the educational objectives of the district. Users should always use the internet, network resources, and online sites in a courteous and respectful manner. Users should recognize that among the valuable content online, there is also unverified, incorrect, or inappropriate content. Users should remember not to post anything online that they wouldn't want students, parents, teachers, or future colleges or employers to see. Once something is online, it's out there and can sometimes be shared and spread in ways you never intended. Increased access to technology has numerous benefits, but it also has the potential for abuse. For this reason, SCS has specific guidelines and address appropriate use of technology and electronic resources. These guidelines regarding technology and electronic resources apply to computer use at school. They also apply to home use of the SCS device. Each device has a security program installed on it. SCS strives to strike a balance between usability of the equipment and appropriate security to prevent the units from being damaged or used to cause damage to SCS networks. Security is in place on the device to prevent certain activities. These include downloading or installing software on the devices, removing software, changing system settings, and etc. SCS maintains an internet filtering software package. It is important to note that by agreeing to the SCS Digital Loaner Program, students are agreeing to use the learning management system to support the district's educational goals and objectives, abide copyright and trademark laws and regulations, understand that all electronic communication, including email, is not private and may be monitored by school-employed persons. Students should remember the following. They must not submit, publish, display, or retrieve any defamatory, profane, sexually oriented, threatening, racially offensive, or illegal material. They must not reveal any personally identifiable information, such as home addresses or personal phone numbers, unless authorized to do so by school designated authorities. They also should not use the network in a way that disrupts the use of the network by others. In addition, students must not use the education information system for commercial purposes or attempt to harm, modify, and/or destroy, nor interfere with the system's security, software, or hardware. Lastly, students must follow the district's code of conduct and understand that inappropriate use may result in cancellation of permission to use the EIS and may result in appropriate disciplinary action up to and leading to expulsion. Please keep in mind that the computer is provided by the district and should only be used for district-approved educational purposes. The use of the computer, telecommunication, and network resources may be revoked at any time. Violations may result in disciplinary actions as approved by the SCS Board of Education guidelines and policies. Students, parents, and guardians must agree to only use the device for educational purposes that follow the district policies as well as the student-parent handbook. For more information, you may retrieve the SCS board policies regarding student conduct, confidential student information, and more. Here we have a list of those policy numbers. Parents have the right to access and monitor assignments, grades, and attendance, as well as contact information through our online parent portal. The online parent portal is a wonderful application that helps parents and guardians stay in the know with what their child is learning and the outcomes of their school year. This resource allows parents to stay informed and connected by providing day-to-day insight into their child's academic experience. As we transition to a more digital learning environment, it is important that all students, parents, and guardians are aware of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the use of technology with a means to harm, intimidate, insult, make unwanted contact, or threaten another. It will not be tolerated and will result in severe disciplinary action as well as a loss of privileges. Ways to avoid cyberbullying include being kind to others while online, refusing to spread rumors, and ensuring that the content shared between others is for instructional and academic purposes only. Here is a video to encourage students to stand up to bullying.
We spend lots of time online. We text, we comment, we share. It's a big part of our lives. But communicating with someone online is just like talking to them in real life. Everyone appreciates politeness, and no one likes it when people make fun, spread gossip, rumors, or lies. The fact is, some people do try to hurt others online. It's called cyberbullying, and it's a lose-lose situation. It makes the person being harassed feel bad, and it makes the bully look bad. It might lead to trouble with school authorities or even the police. If someone's harassing you online, it's important not to respond. That's because bullies are looking for a reaction. Block them if you can. Ignore them if you can't. If it continues, save the evidence and ask an adult for help. And don't be afraid to stand up for yourself or to stand up for someone else being cyberbullied. This behavior usually stops pretty quickly when someone speaks up. And when you're communicating online, remember to treat people the way you'd like to be treated. Know how to handle yourself, because being online is part of your life. So stop and think before you click.
Next, we will go into damaged, lost, or stolen equipment. If the device is lost or stolen, a police report should be filed. The case or incident number should be filed and that information shared with the school within 24 hours. Tracking software is installed on all devices. If a device is lost or sold, it will be recovered. If the device is damaged, the student will be responsible for the full cost of the replacement or its repair. Do not, under any circumstances, attempt to repair or disassemble the device. We want you to know that the SCS Digital Loaner Program Agreement, parents will find information about financial and liability responsibilities. If a device is lost or stolen, a police report must be filed and school representatives should be contacted within 24 hours. Fees will be assessed accordingly. Shelby County Schools is making every effort to give students a quality education, no matter what the circumstances may be. Students are expected to behave appropriately when sending files, messages, or posting on all virtual platforms. Parents, guardians, and students are expected to adhere to all district guidelines and also take full responsibility for the use of the devices. We would like to thank you for joining in for the Digital Handbook Part 1.